Welcome to Grown Folk Talking. Express yourself. The podcast will begin momentarily.
Please announce yourself.
Xtra-Hype, Xtra-Hype.
Yeah. He gonna trip another step carefully. Around me, wild by the rules, you know, that's a third my food. You got the low low. You round them over heavy in the cut full size. I fucked up here in the gap, both sides. Sing high, fuck a pound or so. Spin the joke. Coordinating, running how it goes. Can't nobody hold down. My nigga Puff said. Cut so sharp, think the same thing. I'ma break it down for the old slave. With any help from the bad boys, Mike on the play. Fucking fool niggas crime on pay. We back in the face, kicking dirt all day. Hold his niggas rhyme, don't try. It's a fact. You get hit up by the master eye. From overseas, one gun and take my life from me. That's why I'm trying to steal nothing in the hole but the money. He's fools. Uh-huh. Don't stop. Struggling is waiting for them. Back for Leon with the track for the plaque. They Philly zone. Niggas a cap room. Place of fun. I know the sun. The value to make them run. 2 grams of tons of rhymes. Top for one. But your man knows you make sure he rock for one. Here it is in the cut. Grind, sell it. The flow pack. Shit throwing like a bag of choke. Man, you wrote the words for the hits don't fit. Right on the road, got it locked like HCM, blowing the 20 with shorty on the ATM. Getting dirty at the dark like 4 a.m. And stroking my little mommy till her body say when. I'm more amazing than the spirit. Now, y'all niggas are better put it just to chop me now. Come on, let me see one thumb and take my life from me. The 20s won't do nothing in the hole with the money. Boom. Done.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the podcast Friday night. It's the Xtra-Hype Connection, of course. That's right. Glad to have you with us. We got a few topics we're going to bring to you tonight. Hope we get some good dialogue tonight. And definitely get some good perspectives on this. Also, we're coming towards the end of this year of 2025. And we want to give you some more heads up on some information that we want to share with you tonight. So, with that being said, we're going to get ready to get started. But as is a custom, you got to give me about a minute because we have to do our shout outs to local businesses as well as web presences, websites that we think you ought to take a look at. Now, listen, this is not a paid promotion. I want to let everybody know that. This is not a sponsored promotion. These are simply businesses that we have made connections with. And, we shout them out as, they are local and we want to support local business. And, you go to their place of business and tell them, hey, we heard about you on the podcast. So it's like a back and forth, a reciprocal thing, We kind of shake each other's hand and kind of introduce each other to the rest of each other's worlds. So with that being said, we just want to let you know we got 4 key businesses right here in downtown Newark, New Jersey, and it will be adding to the list coming in 2025. But just to let you know, we have Kanos Restaurant at 16 Clinton Street, Newark, New Jersey. They are open Monday to Saturday every day from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., okay? You can go inside and ask for Sylvia. You can also ask for Alex, all right? Tell them that you heard about their restaurant from the podcast. And if you tell them that Walter sent you, that gives you a little bit of an extra look there. They'll be glad to seat you in their dining room, or you can take your order out with you. So it does not matter. But Kanos Restaurant has some of the best cuisine that I know of and I've ever tasted and ever seen in my life. So definitely I want to point you in that direction whenever you come to visit right here in Newark, New Jersey. Also, we got Halsey News at 2 Prudential Drive. Monday to Friday, they're open from 9 to 5. You can go and check out Miss Shahida. Yes, she is the proprietor, Shahida, of Halsey News at 2 Prudential Drive, Newark, New Jersey. Open Monday from 9 and Friday from 9 to 5. That's right. So make sure you check her out. Also, to those of you, I just want to give you a little cheat code here. If you go there, you might want to ask her about those upside-down pineapple cake slices, right? Upside-down pineapple cheesecake slices. Yeah. You might want to ask about those and some others, all right? Just let them know you heard about it from the podcast, okay? Also, we've got the Fruit House at 764 Broad Street. The Fruit House, specializing in fruits, vegetables, also sea moss. They've got spices and herbs. They've got cold-pressed organic juices that they make right there on site with fresh fruits and vegetables, and they have a menu for that. They've also got smoothies, also done the same way right there on site from their menu. And they also have cold and hot drinks, coffee and tea, and a few other things that you might find of interest. So check out the Fruit House, 764 Broad Street, Newark, New Jersey. Ask for Johan. Tell him you heard about him from the podcast. And last but not least, we have AJ Caribbean Taste, located 150 Halsey Street. They're on the ground level at the Prudential Insurance Building on Broad Street. That's right. Go inside, take a whiff of all the aromas of the islands that you're going to definitely find right there at AJ Caribbean Taste. Let them know that you heard about them on the podcast, all right? Now, there's a few websites we want to let you know about. We got liquidmana.com, oxygen-infused, energized water, okay? That's what it is. It's oxygen-energized water. It has so many millions of oxygen molecules per part in this water, and there are different levels of it. So you might want to check out that website, see what other products they have as well. And at checkout, it's all been worked out for every single listener on this podcast. Use discount code or coupon code GTF2025 on the liquidmana.com website at checkout and get 10% off your entire order, and that is a standing discount just because you're listeners right here on the podcast, all right? We love the company. We love the owners. We work that out for everybody here. So at liquidmana.com, why don't you go and shop and see what you like and get ready to check out. Use coupon code GTF2025 for a 10% discount off your entire order. Also, I want you to check out networkingforsuccess.info/grooveology-360. I really want to give a big shout out to the proprietor, and that would be Ivadine Smith. Yes, indeed. You can find her 2 published books there on the website at that link. And also you can see many different offers that we give you here just for coming to our podcast to say thanks. Some, well, basically all that are going to be of a benefit to you. I also want to give kudos to Ivadine for helping to support your boy right here in the 5K event for the National Federation of the Blind, Northern New Jersey chapter. That's right, that's my chapter, I'm a member. And we did the 5K event, and all those that sponsored us, we did not disappoint. That's right. We held our own, just like I know in Brick City. That's what we do. We held our own. We showed up, we showed out, and we showed improved. Yes, indeed. 5K did every single step of it. Yes, it did. So I want to let you know that we did that. We're going to be having the totals coming up in either December or first thing in January, so we get all the tallies of how we did, how much funds were raised for the children who are vision loss sufferers. So you did a very good thing by supporting your boy, sponsoring your boy, because all of that goes to children under the umbrella of vision loss for their education, their development, and their needs. So thank you all very much. And I want to thank Ivadine for actually getting involved in that as well with her publications. That was wonderful. Also, we have bearcatbody.com, Bear, B-A-R-E, catbody.com. The compounder and proprietor of the site is Leslie Wright. You've heard her here before. That's right, not too long ago. And you've heard her here in person. But check out bearcatbody.com. She's got wonderful products for your eye health and eye function, also for your dental health, also for your skin, your hair, your nails. She's also got some products that I didn't know of before, but I know now, that help to alleviate pain. Oh, my goodness. Everything from A to Z, from head to toe. Head on over to Bearcat Body, don't you know? Check out her products. Yes, indeed. And leave her a comment on the website if you can. Tell her that if you've heard her or if you've been in person with her before, let her know. And also let her know you heard of her on this podcast. That's right. We shout them out, shout them all out. Show love to all those that show love to this podcast. And last but not least, get ready to make the connection at ProLogicStrategies.com. That's right. That's where you can connect with the Xtra-Hype community in a more personal way. Go there at ProLogicStrategies.com. Join. Make your free account today. And you can start communities of your own. You can start groups of your own. You can see the news feed. That's right. Every event, every podcast, everything that's going on in the world of Xtra-Hype is right there on the ProLogicStrategies.com/news website. So make sure you go ahead, get yourself signed up today. There's more good things coming, and they're definitely on the way. Thank you for giving me that time to give these shout-outs. And without further ado now, let's go ahead and let's get into our podcast today. I know we got a very, very interesting topic today. And today, one of the topics that we are going to talk about, and I think we're going to start with it, is with regard to cash money, money, money. Cash money, money, money. All right, something that I know everybody knows. Everybody knows what it is, from a tiny tot all the way up to an adult and beyond. Everybody knows what cash money is. Well, it seems out of the intel that I'm receiving and what I'm hearing is that $2,000 dividend payment is actually, from what I'm hearing, been confirmed. That yes, this payment will be going out to people who have been deemed as eligible to receive it. Now we're going to go over that. But for the most part, $2,000 dividend payments are set to go out. Now, exactly the rollout date, I do not have that information right now, but as soon as I get that, or as soon as if anyone else gets that and would like to share that information to me, you can, and you're on my notification list, you can share that there with one of those notices that you receive, and can put that information into that notice thread and send it. It'll come right back to me, all right? But as soon as I hear the rollout date and all the other particulars about it, then I will definitely come back on this podcast and let it be known as well. So that $2,000 dividend payment has been confirmed. It is a go. It has been stated numerous times. This amount will be paid to the people. And it's not dependent on Congress. No. So Congress actually cannot interfere or delay the rollout of this payment. All right? Number two, seems that for those who are on SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, and Social Security retirement, it seems that there is a payment, well, actually, it's an adjustment that is been earmarked for the people who are receiving these Social Security benefits in the programs SSI, SSDI, VA, as well as retirement. And it appears now that this adjustment is an adjustment of up to $3,200, and it is a one-time adjustment payment of this sort. And it's up to $3,200, and we'll go over who qualifies for the total amount of $3,200. There are other amounts that stack underneath that, but the highest amount that is being authorized at this point for Social Security benefit recipients is $3,200, and we're going to go through that, okay? And if you have any questions, if I got the information right now tonight, I'll be happy to answer it. Or if you have anything you'd like to add to the information once we open up the floor, that's fine. So now, let's start with this $2,000, okay, dividend payment that has been authorized to go out to Americans. Now, the American people who qualify for this $2,000 dividend payment, okay, are people who are single, okay, single people, meaning not married, Also, there are married people who qualify for this too. Okay, so just let everybody know we got those who are single, those who are married. Now, the cap on these payments, what I'm made to understand, it is for single people who make up to, I believe it's 150K. And for married couples, the combined income total cannot be above 200K. All right? And this particular payment does not depend on congressional oversight because it is taken directly from the gains that were made from the tariffs. So all of those tariffs that were laid on different countries and products and services that they wanted to sell here that they had been able to sell for basically no charge, no tax, no kind of fee. They could just sell anything they wanted to here without having to pay anything for the space, so to speak. All of the profits from those tariffs that were levied are now being divided amongst the American people, number one, who are in the greatest need, okay, and who, in all fairness, should receive a dividend back from what was collected from the tariffs, okay? So that is totally within the control of the executive branch. That's the president, the executive branch, and the administration and the other agencies that operate under that, totally under that branch. Congress really has no oversight over the payment coming out. So that is all from DC, all from the administration, okay? So that is earmarked to go out. When it's rolling out, I do not have specific details. I've heard many different dates. At one time, we heard sometime in 2026, in the middle of the year, the second fiscal quarter. That's what I heard first. And then after that, there was a whole bunch of other talk about this, and then I heard that it was coming out sometime in the spring of 2026. And then after that, I heard, right after that, I heard 2026 in January. And I said, wait a minute, they done moved the goalposts on this thing a few times now. Now, just recently, I'm hearing it could go out before the turn of the year. Now, that's what I'm hearing. It could, it's a possibility that those dividend payments can be received by eligible Americans before 2026. Now, is that set in stone? Is that a guarantee? I have not heard that that is set in stone, but I have heard that these payments will go out to the American people as they are supposed to, and they are direct collections of profits from the tariffs. So, in other words, we got a profit share in that, and I hope it will continue. I most certainly hope it will continue. I think that might be a question that could be raised towards the administration. Is this just a one-time profit share because it's a dividend? But if it's a dividend, I believe it would be reoccurring, especially with this kind of structure. So let me just ask, how many of us right now like the idea of sharing in the profits that are made off of, quote unquote, some type of tariff, where it benefits us monetarily, financially, in this economy? It helps to give us kind of like a boost up, so to speak. That's the first question I have. Do we like that idea? Or do we want to say, nah, you can keep the money, we don't want it? What do you think? Floor is open. All right. I'll say it again. Do we like the ideas of sharing the profits that come from the tariffs, especially if they're going to be ongoing, meaning that we're going to continue to receive dividends, possibly every fiscal quarter, possibly. Okay? Not saying it is, but do we like that idea? Do we like this idea that we share in the profits now instead of struggling and trying to make ends meet? Now we get something back. What do we think? We agree with that? We don't agree with that? We good with that? We not good with that? What did you think? Want to hear what you got to say about that. What do you got to say?
Marcus?
Well, I am here, and it's good to hear you.
How you doing? Well, thank you for touching on that topic tonight because I've been seeing it. I keep up with the news and the articles, so I thank you tonight for educating us. I can agree. I can agree with you on tonight because it's about time that we benefit also. You know how the government now is being run. It generates money where it's dumb. And I deal with a population that they are on a fixed budget,
Mm-hmm.
And I got to mention that I don't know if anybody knows that I want to piggyback on what you mentioned about that money. There's also funding that's out, and I think it's every year, and it's called the Archer checks. And
Yes.
some people didn't know about how to apply for that. If you have an apartment, even a homeowner, they go based on your income. Anonymously, I'm not going to mention the person that I helped last year got $450, and this year he got $750 because of the increase on his rent. Yeah, so that's a funding that every year you can go into there, apply. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have to be over the age of 60 or 65 in order to get that funding. But, like if you live in a fixed, income budget, that is money that the government does release every year, but you have to apply, I guess, like by phone or by computer, and they register you. If you can't do it by computer, they register you by phone. So that's another funding that they do give out every year, and it's distributed between the month of September and October. So on your touching on tonight, a lot of people don't know about what you're saying on tonight. Some people don't know, and some people sometimes say, no, that's a government, like you said, they have nothing to do with that. Some people don't believe. So I am going to stay on your program to the full extent so I can educate, someone else of what's to come. But I agree with you on tonight. For sure, I agree with you on tonight. I'm not going to disagree.
Well, I thank you for that. I thank you for the other information you've given us tonight as well. Everybody, this is Francesca. She's on Wednesdays right here on the network. The name of her podcast is No Longer Silent. And she's on at 6 o'clock p.m. every Wednesday, unless otherwise noted. But she is on. And good to hear you tonight. Glad to hear you. And thank you for the information. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for helping to confirm the information that has been put out here, and putting out some information as well for the people to know. Hey, yes indeed. You know what? The floor is open right now, so go on ahead.
Okay. Now I never heard of this Archer program. I heard of the Anchor program here in New Jersey, which used to be which used to be the deduction for homeowners and renters here in New Jersey, but now it's the anchor program. But that Archer program, how far and wide does that extend?
It's every year, and it's the checks are submitted between September and October. There is a deadline. I can forward the information. You know, I have it at one of my clients' house. I can forward the whole full information of how you can, you know, apply and stuff like that, because there is a deadline. There is a deadline, but the submissions of the checks is September and October.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about you getting all the money and then telling us about the program. But I'm saying how far and wide does this? Is this just a New Jersey program or is this a national program, the Archer program?
No, it's in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So
Thank you.
tell
I'd
you
like
what,
to have the information.
All right, no problem.
got it.
I'll forward it to
Got it.
Marcus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Francesca, appreciate you. And appreciate the question, Mr. Joffrey. Good to hear you. Good to hear you. You sounding strong, brother. You sounding strong. Also, I want to let everybody know we got some new things developing here in the Xtra-Hype community for you. Good thing you're making a connection with us at prologicstrategies.com, creating your accounts. They're free. And once you create your account, you can start your own community right inside of the site. It's your community. You can structure it, set it up, make rules for it, do what you do, information. You can spread your dealings, your events to your community. You can have people follow you, also connect with you and link to other places right from there. And also you can start your own groups. So if you have an idea for a group, you go ahead and create it there and you control it. It's all up to you. So right there at prologicstrategies.com, join the Xtra-Hype community. Make the connection today, all right? And also, tell somebody else about it too. Let your followers know, all right? Whatever platforms you may deal with, hey, let them know they can follow you over there as well. And you can get your links and your dealings or events posted right there on the news feed. You just got to reach out to Flow Focus, all right? All right. So with that being said, everybody, I want to know, is everybody else aware who's listening that there is a $2,000 dividend payment that has been confirmed straight from D.C. from the administration, meaning the executive branch, the president, his administration, have confirmed that the $2,000 dividend payment is being released to the American people, and I would guesstimate that it should be sometime between, let's say, December and maybe February of 2026. That's the last information that I heard. But are we all in agreement with that? Because what we're getting, from what they're telling us, what every eligible American is getting came directly from the profits that were made from the tariffs. That means those countries that had to pay in order to set up shop here, sell their stuff and make profits, they could no longer do it for free. They could no longer come here, set up for free, make all their money, and then send it back home to where their country may be, and not show any kind of appreciation or pay for any use of any place that they used here on American soil to promote their products. I would say I agree with that. And now we're receiving a dividend off of those profits. Now, are we okay with that? Do we agree with that, or do we not agree with that? I just want to know what you think. Is it okay with you? Is it not okay with you that we get a little bit of the pie off of the tariff money that was collected off of these foreign businesses? Is it okay with you, or is it not okay with you? What do you think? Let us know. What do you think? What do you think? Just want to know. All right? We'll count it down. Going once, Going twice. Oh,
Extra hype.
come on, y'all. All right. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Yes, indeed. Slow focus. What you got for us, brother? What you got?
Well, I mean, I have more questions than anything because I'm trying to look up more information on this to try to figure out who would be eligible and things like that. But I'm not exactly finding anything other than the bill that's been introduced to the Senate. And I'm trying to,
Okay.
it's called the American Worker Rebate Act of 2025. And, this is about as far as I've gotten with those tariff dividends. And, the only questions that I have aside from, whether or not it's been enacted and it's in motion and things like that are, who would be eligible and why? Is it like a thing that everybody who does taxes goes ahead and just checks a box and then they're getting a dividend, or is it like you have to show proof that you're working with a business that has, necessity of getting dividends by actually involving themselves with commerce between countries that are taking the tariffs? You see,
Mm,
that's really the
no.
question that I have.
No, it doesn't depend on workings. It doesn't depend on you doing work or working.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And the last movie that I saw was Sinners.
Who's done? All right. I got a splinter. I'm gonna stick it in some salt water. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, you can do it. I mean, baste it though. Gotta baste it. Mm. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Mhm. So, basically, puff out the splinters and like make the water suck it out.
wouldn't really catch it unless you
Extra,
sat down with a
extra
calculator.
hype. Can I jump in for you here?
One sec, yeah, yeah. Hold on, 1 second. Just 1 second. You got it. 1 second. Um,
Yeah, like you're saying, it's back pay, but what's happening here is that they're raising your base pay. So for certain people, that retroactively is being given to you in that lump sum, in that one-time payment. So like whatever it is now, the difference in what it's been and what it is now is gonna be the lump sum for all the time that they're giving you retroactively. So it's like whatever the monthly payments are now. Let's say it's like 1,500 now after the bump, but they've been 900, for the last X amount. And it says here if it starts like before 2005, 25, right? So it goes back
uh-huh.
from there, and it's like the difference that $600 is going to be given to you in a lump sum over the time that they're giving you the retroactive. So whether it be like monthly or whatever it is, how often you got that thousand, that 900, now that you're starting to get this 1,500, they're going to give you that 600 as a difference in this lump sum. My bad, extra hype. You're gonna have to run me the question one more time.
Well, with the funds, for example, that are coming out or going to be, you know, given out,
Hmm.
if if like Joffrey was saying, if 100,000 people in the city were able to have the same thought that if each one invests a small piece of what they got, 100,000 of us could do something wonderful for ourselves as well as the cities where we live, and that would give us a foothold because we would have property. It's
Well,
benefiting
yeah.
us.
You see,
Hmm.
now that kind of, leads into the purpose of why the Extra Hype Connection exists and why this platform exists. It's like, if this is a time where, like, back when we were all getting those $1,200 things, if the Extra Hype Connection was around back then, that would have been another moment for us to say, hey, this is a chance for us to pool together some finances, excuse me, and actually start with some momentum, as opposed to, yeah, we can all come together and create like a little group or whatever, but without that funding, there's no motion. At least now,
Hmm.
for example, with the website prologicstrategies.com and our ability to form a group, we can actually start the foundations of what can turn into an organization on paper. We can start the organization there, like literally organizing what's going to take place, what roles need to be fulfilled, what funding levels we might need or expect to, you know, be necessary for progress and things like that. People can present different plans, and I can add the blog so that people can, aside from joining the groups and posting there, you can just go ahead and spread a blog for the whole membership of the website. But again, all of this stuff is locked behind the membership wall. So everyone has to have a free membership in order to at least join groups, create groups, and post on the blog wall. So, it's up to you guys to have that vision, up to you guys who do have that vision and that, persistence to say, I'm going to take this and turn it into something worthwhile, you know. And I want to encourage everyone to just take that first step in at least imagining what it is that you can do that will make the difference in presenting this to like your neighbors and your friends and family. What kind of role can you play in this to say, this is why I'm pushing it forward? It's not just something that I'm gonna throw some money at and donate and say, oh yeah, these guys over there are doing this. What is your goal? What are your plans? If you could be part of this kind of an organization, if you could be on the committee board of some, you know, organization like this that can say, hey, we want to create, what is it, platforms or avenues or, programs that can do what? What do you want the program to do, right? Will it help the needy? Will it give you resources? Will it amalgamate a network to say, okay, maybe we can partner with some of these programs to streamline more of our listeners into those programs that actually have what we're looking for. We don't necessarily have to
Hmm.
reinvent the wheel. We can be the kind of, I don't know if people are familiar or if I'm even saying this right, where places like Bronx Works and, you know, I don't know, these different types of places where you come and you can get something. For example, a voucher that I got from BronxWorks, I originally got it from the HRA, through that homeless program. So there are certain things that are available that maybe you can get in one place, but you didn't know you can get it in another. So there's a lot of these different things that I just want to inspire or encourage you all to consider when it comes to being part of a group like this, where we're not just listeners, we're participants in a journey that's going to take us far and beyond. So imagine taking those next steps with us and how your input, how your energy might progress that in one way or another. I want you all to think about that, and I'll yield there. PrologicStrategies.com. All right. Mm. Need some water, man.
Grow. Focus. Last word.
He is focusing.
I believe he is.
Hello? Oh no, did I lose it?